Okay, this is my second video. Flight Diana sound wave. If you've seen my first video, you'll realise what I'm trying to do is put an armrest on the side here to get my arm from touching the soundboard, which greatly reduces the volume. So check out my first video, see what you think. This one sits on the side without touching the soundboard at all. My arm goes across here and switch it on. Much better. Better than the first option and better than none at all. So, how did I make it? Switching off. Just bought myself a piece of acrylic, lots of different options, colours, what have you. Checked out some videos on YouTube on how to actually bend acrylic, and they suggested using a gas flame, but I didn't like the idea of that, so I simply took my piece of perspex, piece of acrylic rather. I had to cut it down to shape from the original size. It was about this big. So I cut it down, rounded off the edges, stuck it under the grill on a flat surface for no more than about 3-5 minutes tops, and it became very soft and very pliable. So then I had to shape it. To safeguard the ukulele, I put a strip of leather across here and then just held with a pair of gloves, held the acrylic next to it for only a matter of maybe a minute for it to cool down. Took it off and I sprayed it with cold water to fasten up quicken up the cooling period actually. So then I drilled myself 3 holes. I bought myself some suckers with built-in bolts. They were off YouTube, again, a couple of quid perhaps. I cut myself a little bit of tubing to go on the edge. So the holes go in here like this, obviously. You've got to be careful when you're drilling into acrylic because it will crack. So I started off with a very small hole, and then I used a wide borer just to get a bit of more depth and a bit of width to it. And I did both sides before I drilled right through it. And that stopped it from cracking. And that just fits on here like this to make it a bit more comfortable. So, totally unpretty, but it actually works. So, I'm quite pleased with that. I can't think of any other way of doing it which will keep your arm off the soundboard. So it works. If you've got any questions or any ideas, get in touch. I'd like to hear from people what their thoughts are.